Okay, here's a perfect example of why shorting in a bull market is doable, but incredibly hard because there are extra layers of difficulty that you need to weave through when you are short trading in a bull market. Even if it's a day trade, even if it's like a short-term little, like grab that chunk and go. So here's the backdrop. SPY just reached the high of the year, right up through here after FOMC. We just were on this candle right through here. So a nice little gap up and kind of holding it a little bit, but things are looking a little bit overextended. And we were just getting this kind of sideways, nothing action. So you really couldn't enter longs at this point in time. You could take profits on longs if you wanted to, but really it was a waiting game. And I got a little bit impatient. I was taking day trade longs, nice little, high volume pushes. But then I saw that it was kind of getting topped out through here. So I looked at one of the shorts that I was kind of tracking, and this was APLS. It's a biotech company, which means it's more market agnostic than your typical stock, which in this case was a good thing. I thought, you know what? If the market is not tradable right now at this moment, maybe I can just trade stocks that don't really use the market, right? So imagine this, like ignore these two candles. Imagine a big red chunk gap down candle on negative news. And this was news that their eye medication wasn't necessarily going to get as much widespread approval as they thought. And so this big gap down on 6 times relative volume. We had this huge sell-off, no rebound, grind down, 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 break down below this you-know-what line, break down below this yellow line, the 50 SMA. But I was smart. I waited until we got a retest and a rejection of this. This is such a big move that it looks really shallow, but if you take out the gap down, it looks a lot more pivoty, okay? So I wait for this rebound, I wait for the rejection, and then I take a PDS right through here. Something like a 47.50, 46, something like that, I think. Yeah, so I'm just looking to grab a little chunk right through there. And I figured, hey, this is high probability because it's got the monster volume, the gap down, the news catalyst. Biotech doesn't care about the market. I'm winning. I'm grinning. But here's where I messed up. So there's 2 areas where I made a big mistake. The first area is if you are going short, if you're going short on an overall uptrending stock, there is a rat's nest of anchored volume weighted average prices on the way down. It's just like a constant weave in and out. So check this out. These are all high volume moments on this biotech stock. This thing moves a lot, but it's really news sensitive because it's biotech. So look at all these high volume. These could all be news catalysts, earnings, who knows, whatever, right? So if I put one on, I think earnings was right there. That's earnings. Okay, we're in the clear, right? But then look at this giant gap up on this volume. Let's put one here. Boom, that's a thing. I don't know what the heck happened there, but something did. Look at this volume candle. Some sort of bad news or good news, who knows? And then this volume candle. Boom, like that. And then you start to piece this thing together and you go, oh shit, look at all these levels. Look at this AVWAP here. Look at this AVWAP here. Oh, how convenient, it bounced right off that. And then look at this one up. No, I can't. Whatever, that one won't show up. So anyways, now the TA looks like this. So I get a rejection off support and I haven't broken that support. And I haven't retested the 50 SMA. And there's all these things that I'm missing because I'm just excited to be a smartass and short at the high of the year. And then on top of that, this negative news catalyst on this biotech stock contextually might not actually be relative weakness, even though it looks super weak. Consider this too. All of the price movement here is just institutions adjusting their price forecasts on things, right? So if for some reason they thought shit was going down and this stock was going to be really great because of some sort of news, you would see this type of action right through here and maybe consolidation up through here. That's a gap. It got rejected in the gap. So if this news that happened here was just the opposite of this news, for example, hey, good things about our drug are going to be happening. Like we're adding warning labels to the drug and stuff, and that will get us out of the legal clear, which, by the way, I think was the news. And then all of a sudden you get this where it's like, well, that might not be enough. The people who are voting to approve this drug in whatever circumstance, they're still not buying it. All of this bullish news, speculation gets reversed, which is not the same as relative weakness. It's just the removal of relative strength. And then this is just like a little bit of a slingshot action from that. So if you were to take a look at this stock and eliminate all of this crap, can I even eliminate all that in the middle? Eliminate all that crap in the middle. Now all of a sudden you just have a stock that has relative strength. If you imagine that this candle just happened here, well, damn, APLS actually kind of has relative strength like every other ticker on the market right now because everything's going up. So even though contextually, without you noticing the reason for it dropping, the whole story behind it, everything, you think it's relatively weak, but it's not. So those are the two areas where I messed up. First, I didn't read the news context correctly, and I assumed that this was relative weakness instead of the reversal of relative strength back to the norm. And then secondly, I didn't see all these damn AVWAPs. I just shorted into it. And this is a perfect example of me trying to be a smartass, better than everybody else, trying to flex my ego and think I'm super slick shorting in a bull market. And this is why that is so dangerous and so hard. You got to have all your T's crossed and I's dotted, and you got to be really, really slick with that. So just don't do it.